Nate, I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore.
Huh? What's wrong?
I'm breaking up with you.
What? Oh, hold on. What is this all of a sudden?
I just can't handle being with you anymore.
Hillary, please calm down and tell me what's going on. Why can't you handle being with me anymore?
Seriously, Nate, come on. Are you actually going to pretend like you don't know?
I don't have to pretend because I legitimately have no idea what brought this on all of a sudden. If it was something I did or said, then I'm sorry and want to do better, so please, let's talk about this, okay? What happened to make you feel this way?
Oh my god, there's no point in me even telling you. It's not like it's something you can actually do better about.
You're still not making any sense. What is it? What's wrong?
It's your family, Nate.
My family?
If your family is really okay with living in that complete dumpster fire of a house, then that gives me serious doubts about trying to build a future together with you.
What? What do you mean dumpster fire? We do have one house that's about 50 years old, but we've been taking pretty good care of it. It's not like we've completely abandoned it. We do regular inspections, monthly cleanings, lawn mowing, and all that sort of thing. So I don't really think it's fair to call it a dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. You don't even have the self-awareness to see that your house is disgusting. How can you bear to live like that? I can't build a future with someone from a family like yours, so I'm breaking up with you.
Hillary, I think you're under a big misunderstanding. Look, this is not a conversation that we can have by text. Let's meet up and talk, okay?
Not a chance. I am never talking to you again for as long as I live. If we should ever meet on campus or in town, I'm just going to ignore you and pretend that I don't know you, so you do the same. Got it? Goodbye. Hey, Nate. Long time no see. How are things? It's me, Hillary, remember? I just saw you on TV and oh my god, I couldn't believe my eyes. You're the biggest rags to riches story I've ever seen. You grew up in that rundown old house and now you're filthy rich living in a huge mansion. They should make a movie about you. Anyway, let's meet and catch up. I'm in the mood for French, I think. I've never tried caviar. Do you know any good places? Oh, and then maybe we can go shopping for a new handbag for me?
Hey, Nat, you got a minute? Wow, great timing, Sean. I was just about to send you a message. Let me take a stab in the dark. It's about Hillary? Yeah, she randomly texted me out the blue this afternoon and started blowing up my phone with texts and calls, none of which I answered, obviously. But it seems like she wants to get back together with me. Do you know anything about this, Sean? Oh yeah, that psycho chick has been going through every single one of our old college friends trying to find out as much information about you as she can. What the? Why now? What do you think? That oblivious moron somehow got the idea in her head that you were dirt poor. And now that she knows you're rich, she wants to get back together. You've got to be kidding me. It's been 7 years. Yeah, well, with Hillary, the only thing that matters in a guy is how many zeros are in his bank account balance. Apparently she's looking to settle down with a rich guy to take care of her, so she's been frequenting all the upper-class hangouts where the young entrepreneurs go. And I guess she figures that since the two of you have an established history together, maybe she has a chance to get back together with you. Not a chance in hell. Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. Oh, but anyways, everyone knows what the circumstance of your breakup were, as well as the fact that nothing good can come out of getting involved with Hillary and all her schemes, so they just all left her on red. Well, that's a relief. For now, I think I'll just keep on ignoring her like I have been. That's probably for the best. So, yeah, I'll just ignore the messages and calls for a while, monitor the situation. If you hear any new information, let me know as soon as possible, okay? You got it, bro.
Hey, Nate. So I was thinking about our date. I don't think we really decided on when we would meet up yet, right? I just remembered what you were saying during your TV interview. You took over your dad's company and started instituting a bunch of quality of life improvements for your employees, right? Like adding remote work options, more flexible hours, that sort of thing. So it sounds like you're probably at home a lot of the time. That means we'll have tons of time to see each other. Awesome. So, tomorrow, I went ahead and made a reservation at that fancy new French restaurant downtown in your name for 12 noon tomorrow. I'll see you at the restaurant. Hey, Nate. Have you left your house yet? This is kind of our first date in 7 years, and you're running late? Like, really, Nate? I'm gonna head into the restaurant. Text me when you get here, got it? What is your problem, Nate? Where are you? Standing me up on our first date in 7 years? What kind of man are you? I expected you were going to pay the bill for dinner, so I didn't bring my wallet. What am I supposed to do now? Hurry up and get down here to pay the check. If you're going to be my husband, you're going to have to prove to me that I can rely on you, understand? Hey, wait a minute. Are you ignoring my messages? They aren't getting marked as read.
Hey, Sean, this is getting out of hand fast. Yeah, I heard. Did she seriously book a reservation in your name, expecting you to pay for her lunch? She's been blowing up my phone for 3 days. Yesterday, she made up plans for a date with me at some fancy French restaurant, and then, just like you said, actually made a reservation in my name in a place that costs at least $100 a plate. And then she went to the place, declared that I would be paying for the meal, and get this, then she starts telling me that we're getting married. Eesh, what a nut job. You're telling me. Did you hear anything else about that? Yeah. A friend of mine actually works at the restaurant she went to, and according to him, when the manager told her to pay her bill or he'd call the police, she started crying her eyes out, and then just called her parents and they paid the bill. Good God, what is wrong with her? She was name-dropping you big time, saying that you'd be very unhappy with the way she had been treated. I think it's safe to say she'll try using the same tactic again, so be on the lookout. You might want to put the word out, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'll be making some moves on that front soon. Thanks for letting me know.
Hey, Nate. So my parents kicked me out of their house last night, and since I have no place to go, I'll go ahead and move into your huge mansion so we can be together all the time. I'm getting on a bus right now. I'll see you soon. Oh, that's right. The city courthouse is on the way, so I'll go ahead and submit our marriage certificate since I'll be in the area anyway.
Whoa, hold on.
Nate? Nate, is that you? You finally answered me.
Yeah, because I had to stop you before you go doing something really stupid.
What do you mean? Anyway, like I said, I'll be over there soon, sweetie. I can't wait to start our new life together. I'm the luckiest girl in the world to have a husband like you.
I've been married for 3 years, Hillary.
What?
Which you would have found out anyway if you actually went to the courthouse, but I figured I'd save you a pointless trip.
You're not fooling me. I've been asking tons of people about you, and no one said anything about you having a wife.
Yeah, no one said anything to you, period, because they were all in agreement that they wouldn't tell you anything about me.
What do you mean?
Don't you remember? After you dumped me, you went around to everyone telling them that I'm a poor loser living in a broken-down old house. Don't tell me you didn't notice how they reacted to that.
You're making zero sense. When I broke up with you, you were a poor loser living in a broken-down old house. I was just telling the truth. What's wrong with that? You didn't even have the self-awareness to realize your house was so trashy. You were completely low class. Were you trying to forget your childhood trauma by pretending you actually lived in the big fancy house next door?
Wait a minute. A dumpy house next door to a nicer house.
Yeah. Seriously, how could you be satisfied with such a low standard of living while looking out of your window at what a real house looks like? At least you seem to have come to your senses now.
Let me confirm something. Is this house you're talking about on Millwood Drive? Blue siding, 2-story, big walnut tree in the side yard?
Yeah, pretty sure that's the one. I don't know what a walnut tree looks like, but it definitely was 2 stories and had blue siding. Now that you mention it, they put a picture of it up during your interview on TV the other day. Yeah, that's definitely the one. And you got so rich that you were able to buy that big mansion next door, right? I guess me breaking up with you gave you the drive you needed to finally make something of yourself. You're welcome. And now you're finally getting the biggest reward of all, me as your wife.
I didn't buy that house.
What?
It was already mine. I grew up in that house from the moment I was born.
Huh?
When I took over my dad's company 2 years ago, he put that house and all the rest of our property in my name too. That house next door, the one that you said was old, run down, a dumpster fire, and that sort of thing. That was the house my dad's pets lived in.
His pets?
Yeah, he's always had a thing for reptiles. He has a ton of them. Chameleons, geckos, lizards, you name it. My mom, however, can't stand the sight of them. So he brought the roughly 50-year-old abandoned house next door and transformed it into a sort of private zoo where he keeps all his reptiles. Might look a bit old from the outside, but he renovated the entire interior when he bought it, so it's pretty nice in there now. He also changed it so the main entrance is on the back side of the house, so it's easier to get there from our property.
Oh, wait. So that's why I saw you going in that house all the time?
Yeah. Back when we were dating, my dad got a bit of a nasty flu that put him in the hospital for a while, and I was the one who took care of his pets while he was away. I'd stop in there first after my classes were finished, feed the pets, clean what needed to be cleaned, and then go home. That's why I would always go in there.
Oh, okay.
It's strange that you knew about me going in there, though, since I never invited you over to our house. Don't tell me you were following me.
Well, I mean, I was your girlfriend, and you never invited me over to see your house? That's weird, isn't it? I figured maybe you were hiding something from me. Then, well, I saw you going into that old house, and, you know...
Hillary, we were only dating for 2 months. We had this conversation at the time, too. I told you that I wanted to get to know you better before I took you to meet my parents. I didn't want to feel like I was being rushed into our relationship.
Well, thanks for telling me about how you felt. Wow, it feels really good to have such a deep conversation with you. And now that we've finally reconnected, I am more hopeful than ever about our future together.
What relationship?
Our marriage, silly. I'm at the courthouse right now. I'm gonna go submit our marriage certificate.
Were you listening at all? I told you I'm married.
What?
Did you seriously ignore the single most important part of this conversation?
I guess it must have slipped past me.
That's no excuse. You said you watched my TV interview, right? Did you also happen to miss the portion of that interview where they interviewed my wife?
That's who that was? I thought she was your maid.
You must have had cotton balls in your ears too, because the segment where we talked about how we met and our honeymoon was a full 5 minutes.
So, it's true? You're really married?
So like I was saying, don't waste your time. Even if you try to submit it, they won't accept it. Got it?
But...
And this is where I exit this conversation.
Hey!
I made the mistake of not blocking you when we broke up 7 years ago, but I'll be remedying that in short order.
Nate, stop, please. Didn't you hear me? My parents kicked me out of their house. I don't have anywhere else to go. You have to help me.
No, I don't have to help you. You're an adult. Figure it out for yourself.
Nate, please, let me live with you. How can you do this to me?
I was concerned for a while that Hillary might try to storm into my house, regardless of my warnings. But her parents had realized that she was about to do something stupid again, and they caught up with her and dragged her back home. Apparently, they had set a condition for paying the very expensive bill at the restaurant the other day. That she would get married to a friend of her father's who happens to be in his 50s. She tried to back out of it after they had already paid the bill, but they told her that if she didn't go through with her end of the bargain, they'd disown her and kick her out to the curb. It was at that point that she came up with her master plan of getting married to me. Too bad for her, I was already married. That day, Hillary actually did turn in a marriage certificate to the courthouse and it was accepted. Why is that, you may ask? Well, Hillary had forged my name onto a marriage certificate, thinking that once it was accepted, there wouldn't be anything I could do. However, her parents caught on to the plan. While she was out, they took the marriage certificate she had signed and forged my signature on, then swapped it out for one with her name and the man they wanted her to marry. What a big-time backfire.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Big bro, got a minute? I need to talk to you.
What's up, Bella? You need to talk to me?
How long do you plan on living at home? You can't keep sponging off Mom forever.
Huh? Where the hell did that come from?
You need to find a job and move out. How long do you think it's been since you left your last job? You spend all day at home being a nuisance to Mom. Dad would be turning in his grave.
No, really, what are you talking about? I have a job. I make money working from home.
Lies. I heard you do nothing but laze around playing on the computer. I bet you're playing video games.
You heard? From who?
Mom, duh. She said she was worried about you yesterday on the phone. You're a grown man, yet you never go out to work. You do nothing but sit at home. She said you're eating through what little money she makes working part-time. Have you no shame?
What is this? I told you, I have a job. I earn just as much as I did before by working at home. Gah, I tried explaining this to Mom already.
I don't know anything about working from home. But Mom said she wants you to go outside and work. Having a son who's holed up at home all day is bad for her reputation.
Mom said that?
Yeah, you'll never get married and you'll never give her grandkids. She said you're a disobedient disgrace of a son.
Seriously? Mom really thinks that about me.
She's not the only one. I agree. I can't trust someone like you with looking after Mom in the house. So will you just leave?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm gonna be living with Mom from now on. So get out.
No, seriously. What are you talking about? Aren't you married? What about your son? Your husband?
Oh, I divorced him. I'm bringing my son and moving back in with Mom.
Huh? Divorce? Why?
Why does it matter? Don't go sticking your nose in my business, neat.
But divorce? Really?
Anyway, I'll be supporting Mom at home from now on. So you need to get out and live on your own. We have no interest in looking after an ungrateful neat of a grown man who can't even find a wife. Hurry up and stand on your own 2 feet.
Hold on a minute. Do you have Mom's agreement on this? Are you sure you haven't just arbitrarily decided on your own?
Of course, this is what Mom wants too. She said she'd have more peace of mind living with me, her daughter. She's over the moon about being able to live with her grandson too.
So Mom's in on it too?
Yep, so hurry up and get gone. At least I'll look after Mom and the house properly. You better be quick about finding a job.
Fine. I've been supporting this family as the eldest son ever since Dad died 5 years ago. But if this is how you and Mom feel about me, then I'll go. However, I will be taking everything that's mine from the house. I won't be taking care of the place or Mom anymore either.
You don't have to tell me that. I'd never rely on someone like you anyway. What could a neat like you possibly do for us? What do I care if you take all your stuff? I'd feel gross using anything that had your grubby neat hands on it anyway. If anything, if you left it, I'd have to set it on fire.
Are you sure this is what you want? Can you guys definitely get by and run the household on your own? You should know this means breaking off all ties between us.
Boring. Could you, stop droning on? Hurry up and disappear, Neat. You're the shame of our family.
I'm not giving you any more money.
Huh? Who the hell would want your money? It's not like a Neat could earn anything decent from some pathetic side job. Keep your money.
Okay, you're the one that said it. I mean it. I'm not gonna help you. Don't come asking for anything.
Right back at you. Don't come asking us for anything. Because I'm not as soft as Mom. I don't take care of needs.
Yeah, I get it. I'll get my stuff together and be gone within a week. Send you the change of address documents and other necessary paperwork by post. See to them on your end.
Duh, obviously. You should be worrying about yourself instead. Make sure you find a job before you end up homeless, Neat. LOL. Ugh! Pick up! Did you take Dad's money? Don't screw us around, you neat scumbag!
Huh? What? What do you mean, Dad's money?
Don't play dumb. Dad's inheritance. I looked for it after you moved out, but it was nowhere to be seen. You have it, don't you? Where did you stash it? Did you take it with you? Thief!
I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about. Dad's inheritance is gone.
What? Gone? How? Did you spend it all?
No, I didn't spend it. Mom did.
What? Mom?
To be more precise, she got tricked by a scammer straight after Dad died. She got into debt. They got the guy who did it, but she didn't get all the money back. She had to use all the money from Dad's will to pay off the debt. So pretty much all that's left from his will is the house itself and the land it's built on.
No way. How have you been getting by all this time then? Mom's part-time job alone can't have covered everything.
I told you already. I have a job too. You didn't believe me in the slightest.
That can't be true. After all, I heard that people who work from home barely make anything at all. And that it's not enough to support a household. I read it online.
I don't know what kind of information you've been looking at on the net, but I make more money than I did at my old job working from home.
More than your old job? How do you make that much?
I do the same job as I did at my old company as a freelancer now. I get work from clients I met through the company back in the day. My income went up because I don't have to spend as much on gasoline or food anymore. There is electricity bill, but that's trivial.
Huh? So you really were the one supporting the house this whole time? You weren't relying on Dad's inheritance?
That's right. You can't rely on something that doesn't exist. And it's not like you could maintain a household on the money from Mom's part-time work alone. In fact, nearly everything she earns goes on medical expenses and going out with her friends.
What? So what about the allowance she's been giving my son this whole time? And the money for the party to celebrate him moving up to the elementary school?
It came out of my own pocket money, obviously. It's not like Mom has any savings. I gave it to her every time.
I always thought it came out of Dad's inheritance. I can't believe you make so much money. I had no idea.
Yep, well I do. Looks like my name's clear of all stealing and using up all of Dad's inheritance, huh? Let's end this conversation here.
Wait a sec. If you have that much money, won't you send a little back home every now and then?
What? Why?
You might be moving away, but you're still the eldest son. Even if you leave home, you have a duty to support your family. I'll be taking over with looking after Mom in the house from now on, so you could think of it as rewarding me for my efforts, or thank you money.
The hell are you talking about? You said you don't want my money, and that you'd never rely on me. You said that barely 10 days ago.
Well, I did, but that was because I thought we still had some of Dad's inheritance. I didn't know you were making so much money. Plus, the reason I divorced my husband in the first place is because I thought we still had Dad's money. Gah, I quit my job to move back in with Mom, you know, only to find out the inheritance is all gone. There's no way we'll be able to get by. I have a small child to think about. Please keep sending us the same amount you've been paying all this time.
Not my problem. It's your own fault for quitting your job on the assumption we still had Dad's money. You want me to keep supporting the family finances just like I've been doing up until now? You call me a neat. You call me an ingrate. Then you come crawling to me the moment you're in trouble? You've got some nerve. Have you no shame?
No, I told you I didn't know. It's not my fault. Anyway, can you at least support us till I find work? I'd be really glad if you could carry on sending us a little after that, too. Big brother, please. Think of it as sending a lifeboat out to your adorable little sister and nephew.
Nope. I don't look after neets who go back home to sponge off their moms. You're the one who said you were going to take responsibility for taking care of mom and the house. Don't rely on me.
Gah! Are you really gonna abandon your family? Would it be okay with you if me, mom, and your nephew ended up wandering the streets?
What happens to you isn't my problem. I am a disobedient disgrace of a son, after all. I don't have any intention of supporting the family that booted me out. Not only that, do you really think I'm gonna give a single penny to someone who can't even apologize to me?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I called you a disgraceful neat. Big brother, please, help us.
N-O-P-E. I'm done with you. And I'm done with mom who filled your head with all those lies about me. I'm gonna enjoy living on my own for the first time to the fullest. I just splashed out in a high-rise tower apartment in the nicest area in town. I'm free!
You're gonna live on your own in a high-riser tower block while your mother and sister are struggling to get by? How could you? Oh my god, how could this be? This isn't what was supposed to happen!
Anyway, I hope it works out for you both. You can't sponge off your mom forever. Good luck finding a job, neat! After frantically looking for work, Bella got a job at a local supermarket. But I heard she caused some trouble with her coworkers due to her selfish, stubborn personality and quit after just a month. People in the neighborhood started keeping their distance, and my family became social pariahs. Apparently things were rough at home most days too, with Bella and my mom constantly locking horns. She'd say, "This is all your fault for not explaining about my brother or dad's inheritance properly." When I found out, I felt awful for my nephew having to grow up in that kind of environment. So I gave Bella's ex-husband a call and asked if he'd have him instead. My ex-brother-in-law rushed to the house in a panic, and after winning custody rights, took him back to live with him and his own parents. With that, Bella got even more aggressive and confrontational, and I lost count of how many times mom called begging me to come back. But I just said, I'm busy living alone for the first time, and left them to it.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.